Hello, my fellow Leos. Welcome to your May 2021 reading. This is for Leos, sun, moon, and or rising. If you're unsure of your sun, moon, rising, and other aspects, I left a link to astrocharts.com below. That's astro-charts.com. Not affiliated with them. It's just a site that I use. I like their layout. But you can also Google what's my sun sign, what's my rising sign, and there are so many sites out there that can help you out, help you figure out that information. It's really cool stuff to know. So this is a general reading. I did things a little bit differently than I did the previous month. So in April's reading, each card had a specific meaning that I set for it. Like, this is past energy, this is current energy, yada, yada, yada. This month, that's not going on here. This is just an overall story, an overall sort of like big picture for the month. None of this is consecutive. It's not like this energy is happening first and then this and then this. It all flows together and is part of your story for the month. I will go through each card, but like I said, it's a bigger picture this month rather than getting forcing the cards into specifics. I like to change things up now and then. The only card that does have a specific meaning is this one, which will be your own energy for the month. And as I said, this is a general reading for the collective. So if you need something that's a bit more individualized, my information is down below. Otherwise, very general, take what resonates for you and then leave the rest for others. And also, if you note, we have the Philly Tarot this month for my Leos. So you have a Philadelphia reading from a person from Philadelphia in my most beautiful Philadelphia accent. So let's get started. So your energy for the month of May is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is a great time to really evaluate what you're working on and making sure that you're not missing any details. You haven't lost your way. Think about what you're working on right now, like where you're at in life right now. How does it look compared to what you thought things would look like right now, a year ago, 2 years ago, when you were thinking to this point? How are things, have you reached goals? Are things very different? Are you where you want to be? What do you need to do to be, to get yourself to where you want to be? Are there any details that you think that you may have missed? Is there anything that can trip you up? If we look at this card here, we have this Broad Street runner who is taking a moment to sit down and lace up her shoes. We don't know, has she been running part of the race already and she noticed that her shoe is untied, and in order to continue her journey, she's got to tie her shoes? Is she just starting her journey, is getting her, she's getting her shoes ready for that, taking care of that little minor detail, which is actually a major detail when you're running, so that she doesn't get tripped up further down the line. A great time to just assess where you are, think about where you are right now. All right. And we've got the Six of Cups in reverse. So the Six of Cups in reverse, what I'm feeling for a lot of you is that there are things in the past that really hit you in the heart, really got you emotional, for good or bad. And it's got a pretty heavy influence on you right now. And that's very understandable. We're human. The things that happen to us and take an emotional hold, they impact our lives. Sometimes there's an imbalance when that happens, and things from the past are a little bit too heavy for the present day, and they're just weighing very heavy in your life in the present day. And I will say, for this month, there's this fight where you have something creative, you have this spark, something that needs to come out, something that you have to bring forward and share with other people. But there's this sense of really, really being stuck in the head. and also emotionally stuck, like fears and worries, anxieties, self-doubts, old experiences that are just playing themselves over and over in your mind, words from other people that are repeating in your mind, that, a lot of stresses that are kind of like preventing this creative flow that needs to happen. They're kind of like, they're benching you right now. Like that energy is like got you stuck on this bench, rather than like lacing up the shoes. It's just like, I'm going to sit here and pretend I'm lacing up my shoes, but I'm too afraid to move forward. That sort of thing. I feel like a lot of that is rooted in this past energy that's having such a profound effect on you right now. And it's like you need to, you need to like get up and go. You need to express. That, there's something, this little spark that you've got and you want it out. You want to share it. You want to bring your light out into the world, so to speak. But there's a lot of fear, and we're seeing that represented in the 9 of Swords here and the 8 of Swords. This is very much stuck in the head energy. And like I always said, you're not a bad person for being stuck in your head. You're not doing something wrong. I know right now our society and on social media and everywhere, there's like a huge obsession with like positive energy, think positive, manifest, and tell the universe what you want and all that kind of stuff. And that's great. Like, it's great to be positive, and manifesting is a very real thing. Where things go wrong is people tell you to be afraid of your fears. People tell you not to doubt yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't worry, but it's not coming from a place like, it's coming more from like a victim blamey place. Like, if you are worried about things and if you're fearful for something, then it's your fault when things go wrong. It's your fault for thinking negatively. It's your fault for not being positive enough. And that's just bullshit, right? We have experiences that happen that cause these thoughts. We have people who have been bad to us, who have done us wrong, that cause these thoughts. People have mental illness. There's anxiety. There's depression. There's so many different forms of mental illness that are like, chemical things that happen within our brain that we're not controlling, that people aren't asking for. So you're not like, I think for a lot of people, when you're in these moments of self-doubt and anxiety and the stress is really getting to you, the default position is to then blame yourself for being worried and blaming yourself for having fear and blaming yourself for kind of like being mentally stuck. And, that's not fair to yourself, right? And so you end up in like this horrible cycle of, you've got the fears, you've got the depression, you've got the anxiety, there are doubts, experiences, and all that kind of stuff, replays in your mind, especially like past things just replay over and over in your mind. And so they seem to like trap you, it interferes with your sleep. It interferes with how you're thinking. It interferes with your motivation. It interferes with your creativity, and gets in the way of you being you, right? But you're not terrible. You're not wrong. You're not doing something wrong. You're not doing that to yourself. Okay. And so the thing to do, rather than just like ignore the fact that you have fear and ignore the fact that doubts exist and ignore the fact that negative things happen to you, you do need to process it. And for some of you, it'll work well to process it on your own, to write it out, to journal, to speak it out to somebody. For others, you're going to have to rely on other people to tell them what happened, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and ask them to help you process this information. But some way it's about confronting, all of those negative energies, those thoughts and those worries, understanding where they come from, understanding what past events caused that to swirl around in your brain now. What happened to you in the past that's stuck with you now, and what can you do, to make peace with those situations and move on. And it's not an easy thing for a lot of people. Some of us can say, you know what, I'm not dealing with that energy anymore and I'm going to move on. I've done that myself. Others, it takes time, and that's okay. There's been things that take me time to get through. It's different for every situation, and it's different for every person. I feel very passionate about this for this reading. I feel like a lot of you are in this headspace, but you're down on yourself for being on this headspace, for being in this headspace where instead I think you need to have compassion for yourself and have compassion, meet your fears with compassion, meet those old traumas with compassion, and then from there, you're able to work from them. You're able to see what that has to teach you. What can you learn from this fear? How can you work with this fear? Fear can be extremely motivating. We have fear for a reason. It's not a useless emotion. It's not useless to us. Oftentimes it's a catalyst for something. Either it's a catalyst for escape or it's a catalyst to start something new, right? But it's not completely useless. So it's about being honest with it, confronting it, exploring it, and understanding where a lot of these feelings going on around your head are coming from. And rather than being ashamed for having those feelings, understanding it's part of the human process, part of being a person, and that sometimes we just need help to get through these things. And sometimes we just really need to express it rather than keep it inside. I'm somebody that I do way worse when I stay inside of my head and when I keep the truth inside of my head. I need to express. I need to overshare, as people say. It just benefits me, and that might be something that benefits you as well. But speaking up for yourself, speaking your truth, expressing these things, giving voice to these feelings that you have are going to help to bring you out of this headspace and are going to weaken that hold that the past has on you right now. And from there, you're going to be able to bring forth that creative energy that you have. And I feel for a lot of the answers that you have and, these desires that you have, these dreams that you have, this goal that you have for yourself, rather than it being some external thing that's going to, propel you on your way, a lot of that, again, is within yourself. So for some of you, the answers are going to come from all of this exploration of that mental energy and of the emotional energy as well. That's what's going to bring you the answers, and that's what's going to get you started on your way. So it's not an external thing that's, bringing you your dreams, that's helping you reach your dreams. It's you. It's something internal inside of you that's going to, get you to hop on that bike and go for your cheesesteak, right? It's more within you than coming from other people. You're getting self-validation, but the thing to start with is to validate your experiences in the past and validate exactly how you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel that these things are extremely valid and that you don't need to cover it up by being falsely positive or anything like that. And then we have the Hermit and the Queen of Wands. And these are both artists. This is Mary Cassatt, who was an Impressionist painter. And this is Isaiah Zagar, who in Philadelphia, we have the Philadelphia Magic Gardens, and they're on South Street in Philadelphia. If you ever visit, please do. Very, very beautiful. Somebody who's taken discarded items and just people's trash and all that stuff. He saw, the beauty in, one, like they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. He saw the beauty in things that people were throwing away, and he created these absolutely beautiful mosaics and structures and this whole art scene. If you can't come to Philadelphia to visit it, definitely check it out on YouTube. Search Philadelphia Magic Gardens online. It's a very beautiful thing. But I love that there is, for you guys, these two creative people, these two artistic people, these people who see the world in a certain way and they express it in their own unique way. Mary Cassatt was an Impressionist, and she focused a lot on painting. Some of her more famous paintings, I hope I'm getting this right, that I remember are of mothers and their children. so bringing in like that nurturing energy of the Queen of Wands, a very motherly energy of the Queen of Wands. But these are people who saw the world in their own unique way and they express that. So it's like you have a gift within you. You have your own light within you. And right now you might be quiet about it and you might not feel as confident to share it. But the time is coming for you to bring that out into the world, and, taking this example from the Hermit card from Isaiah Zagar is, you might feel that the things that you've got within you are trash. People may have been telling you that the way that you feel, that the way you think is trashy, is wrong, isn't right, it's gross, it's yucky, but it's your unique way of seeing the world. And when you bring that out, people are going to see it's actually something very beautiful, something very, very creative. It's something in you that's meant to be seen, but right now you're not feeling it yet. You're still stuck in these moments and you're not having the confidence that what you've got within you is something beautiful that everyone wants to see, but it is, and this Queen of Wands is like, encouraging you to bring it out, encouraging you to find that confidence to express yourself and that confidence to share your beauty and your uniqueness with, the outside world. And when you do, that's inspiring to other people. That's something that other people are going to want to follow. That's going to bring joy to people. That's going to, make people think. That's going to make people want to create on their own, so you're getting there. Be gentle with yourself, but you're getting there. Process through it, right? And we're going to end with an oracle reading. Just a little animal message really quick for you. Sorry for the shuffling. I know I promised you guys no shuffling, and here I am. There you go. Yeah, Wolverine, you're a lot tougher than you think you are, right? What do we say? Right? We got all of this stuff. And people see this as weakness. People see that, acknowledging that you have fears, that you've had negative experiences, that you're worried about stuff. People see that as weakness when you acknowledge it. And that might make you feel weak, but you're not. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. Wolverines are nature's little badass, right? Or you can think of yourself like Wolverine, like, hot, sexy Hugh Grant. No, not Hugh Grant. Hot, sexy Hugh Jackman with his big old muscles and his little, X-Men blades coming out of his. Oh my God, I can't speak X-Men. I'm sorry. All I know is he's delicious. But, he doesn't take crap, right? He's tough and he regenerates, so you might take on that sort of Wolverine energy, or it might be nature's little badass who, is able to dig around and get to the root of what he wants and is able to dig around and find what he wants. And it might look like, a cute little cuddly animal, but when threatened and, when needing to protect their little guys, they're pretty formidable. But, remembering that even when you feel weak, when you feel overwhelmed, that you are, so new agey, so woo, but you are so much stronger than you think you are. You do have a lot of inner strength, and you need to give yourself a lot more credit. All right. So Leos, I hope that you have a wonderful month of May. Thank you so much for letting me read for you guys. Sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, and I will see you next month. Bye-bye.